to my channel. My name is Jackie, and if you're new here, I am passionate about travel, exploring different cultures, and simple living. Today I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why you should study abroad in Denmark as a college student. If you didn't see this video up here, I actually studied abroad in Denmark in 2015 from August to December, and it was one of the best decisions of my life. I loved being in Denmark. I loved being immersed into the culture, learning about the Danes and their way of living, and it actually influenced my life today. So I have quite a lot to say about Denmark. If you're interested in studying in this country, here are the most popular majors. We have medicine, biotech, energy, and environmental science. This is not surprising because when I went to Denmark, it was actually such a sustainable country, and Denmark is leading the world in green technology, so I find that so amazing. And they're overall just a progressive country in regards to living standards. There's so much to learn about Denmark, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, reason number 1 why you should study in Denmark is because it is an efficient country. Because it's an efficient country, it won't take too long to apply for your residence permit. For me, it took 1 day to apply for my residence permit. I remember just standing in line with the rest of the students, filling out the papers and documents, getting my residence card, opening my bank account. All of that did not take too long at all. It was not a stressful process. I remember even just my first day of being in Denmark and arriving in the airport. Everything was so organized. The lines moved so fast. There were so many systems in place that didn't make it too stressful. But because it's an efficient country, it will not be too stressful for you to become a temporary resident in the country. With a residence permit, you're able to get a job, you're able to rent an apartment, also have healthcare, go to the libraries. So there's so many perks to being a Danish resident, and because the society is so organized, that'll work in your benefit. Alright, reason number 2 is that you'll never run out of things to do when living in Denmark. There are so many beautiful, affordable, exciting, and interesting places to go and explore in Denmark. Because there's water everywhere, you can always go on canal tours. Sometimes people like to go on day trips to the beach and to the shore and to the harbor and just have a little picnic on the beach. It's very common, especially during the spring and summertime. People are biking everywhere. You will see bikes in all the streets, no matter what city or town you're in. And because people are riding their bikes even in the winter time, you'll never feel lonely over there. And 49% of people in Copenhagen commute on a bike to go to work or to school. The buildings are so colorful no matter what city you're in. I think it's so beautiful when there's so much modern and urban architecture right next to historic cities and towns, and it's so interesting to see modern architecture mixed in with their cultural and rich history. There's an interesting town called Christiania, and there's nothing like it. I can't even explain to you. It's an independent community, so it's not really governed by Copenhagen, I don't think. And it's just a mishmash of art galleries, museums, workshops, bars, and cafes, and it's extremely artistic. People there are just living off the grid. So students can take a tour of the city, learn more about the history and culture of Christiania. There's also a cute and fun theme park called Tivoli, and it was actually inspired to make Disneyland as well. And they typically have concerts every Friday night in Tivoli. There's also countless parks in Denmark. One of my favorites is called Superskillens. Sorry if the pronunciation is wrong, but it's a diverse public park in the neighborhood of Nørrebro. Sorry again. But it was actually made to bring refugees and locals together. The park actually aims to represent 60 nationalities, to bring the community together. So it includes installations and even places to sunbathe. People tend to have picnics over there and even just spend time playing chess and just having a nice time in that park. And of course, there's food everywhere. The food is delicious in Denmark, so you will never be bored with the food selection. So again, so many activities, so many places to go, so many things to eat in Denmark. That's why you will enjoy being a student over there. Alright, reason number 3 is that it is a peaceful and safe country. Actually, according to the Global Peace Index, it is the 5th safest country in the world, right after Austria, New Zealand, Iceland, and Portugal. The country does a great job at security. Even for me when I was there, I could walk out at night from 10 p.m. all the way to the early mornings. I felt so extremely safe. Of course, you still want to look after yourself and be wise. But the crime rates are low. There's a really great trust with the people in Denmark and also with the government. People really trust their neighbors, they trust their officials for the most part. So especially if this is your first time going abroad and living in a different country, you'll definitely feel so safe and secure. And I think that's one reason why Denmark is one of the happiest countries in the world, because people do not have to fear for their safety as much as other countries. So that was one less thing I had to worry about, was my safety. Reason number 4 was the classroom dynamic. I think that Danish professors are so incredibly intelligent, but at the same time, you don't feel intimidated by them. You don't feel intimidated by being in the classroom. You actually call your professors by their first name, compared to here in America where you usually call your professor by their last name. There really isn't an extreme social status in Denmark, so no one tries to feel like they're higher up than someone else so that they're better than anyone else. So when I was there, it was really easy to interact with my professors. They felt like friends and colleagues, compared to feeling so intimidated by someone who has their PhD. We had a lot of classroom discussions. It was so easy to talk to everyone. I even remember our professors would take us out to lunch sometime and we'd all be in the table just eating and talking, and I created such great memories with my professors in Denmark. So I think if that's something that really suits your way of learning, this might be a great environment for you to study in. And also getting a scholarship, especially in Scandinavia, is so much easier than you think. They really push that there so that your tuition won't be too expensive. So I recommend doing that as well if you want to study in Scandinavia. Alright, so the last reason why you should study in Denmark is because you can travel anywhere on the weekends. Denmark is such a small country, as you can see in this map over here. It's so small, so you can go to different parts of the country on the weekends. Their train system is so fast and so spot on, and clean as well. So another popular city in Denmark is called Aarhus. I actually went there with my family on the weekend, and it took around 3 hours to get there. And my family actually said that 3 hours was a really long time, but me living in California, 3 hours is nothing. Like for me, a long drive is 12 hours to Las Vegas. But you know, sometimes me driving all the way to LA, it's a 6-hour drive, and for me that is nothing. So you can always drive to different parts of the country. There's so many museums as well. One of my favorites is Louisiana Museum. But other than that, you can actually plan to make trips to different countries on the weekend. It only takes around, I feel like the longest flight that I took was to go to France, which was maybe 4 hours. But there are cheap flights to go to different European countries like Germany. One of my favorites was going to Spain, and then it was my first time actually going to Poland as well. So there are cheap flights. I'll actually list the websites down below where you can buy cheap tickets, airplane tickets. A lot of us did that when we were students there. It was $49 to go to a different country. So it's very common to travel on the weekends, especially if you are studying. I know you'll have a few weeks off as well. So I will recommend taking advantage of those weeks to explore the rest of Europe. It's so beautiful in Europe. There's such a rich history in Europe. I love going just to walk down the little pebbled streets, and I just love the architecture. I think one of my favorite places was going to Prague. Just seeing such Gothic architecture was so different for me. So that's why I recommend taking advantage of your weekends and week-long breaks to really just travel and explore the world. So all in all, I have to say that Denmark, of course, is one of the happiest countries in the world. They have such a high standard of living. They really take into consideration their security and also their sustainability. Like I said in the beginning, it's such an environmentally friendly country. They teach kids at a young age to recycle, to compost, to have better ways of saving energy. And if that's something that you're passionate about, this is the country for you. They're so great at urban design and making everything so functional. They love their nature, they love their culture and history. It is also one of the cleanest countries I've ever been to in my life. That's why I recommend, if you're a student, highly consider Denmark. I am not paid, I am not sponsored to say this, but just from my own experience, I wish that I can go back and experience it all again. It was just such an eye-opening experience of a different way of living, a different way of life, how their society functions, and they do pay high taxes over there, but that just means that you get a free education if you're a citizen. You get free healthcare. I had free healthcare. I actually had to go to the doctor one time, and yeah, it was just like going to the doctor here in America, but I didn't have to pay anything. Their medication is cheaper. They really take care of their citizens. And I know that, of course, no country is perfect. It really isn't, but I'm just telling you from my perspective that it is a model country, I would say. But then again, it is a smaller country as well, so that's why it probably is a lot easier for the government to take care of their citizens compared to other places in the world. I just learned so much living over there. I learned to take care of my well-being and to live and to have more hygge moments in my life. So if you have any questions, let me know down below. Also, I highly recommend this one YouTuber. Her name is Danielle Grigade. She also goes more into like an in-depth process of becoming a student in Denmark. So I'll go ahead and link her channel down below as well. She has more information for you. And yeah, I love you all so much. Hello to my Danish subscribers and friends watching right now. I appreciate you all so much. And I wish the best for you all. So if you like this video or found it informative, I would appreciate it if you would like it and subscribe as well. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video, everyone. Bye!